You think she's flying under the radar?
Yep, definitely.
She needs to be deliberately altering her behaviour. How do you know that's the case?
Because every time there's a conflict, she would purposely evade the area. And I think that, in any case, will avoid anyone giving an opinion about her.
Accepted. Who do you nominate for 1 point for eviction and why?
I nominate Nick for 1 point. Although we fixed our differences, last night he did something that I thought was extremely inappropriate, and he announced it to the room. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it, but I think it was very inappropriate.
What are you nominating him for?
I'm not sure if I'm going to say, but he did something last night in the middle of the night, and he announced it to everybody in the middle of the night, which I thought was very inappropriate. Am I allowed to say?
Did you confront him about it?
No. Because
why not?
Because it's a very personal thing. It's something. If it's anything else, I could have confronted it, but because of that situation, I couldn't have confronted it. I think it's too personal. But
accepted.
Yeah.
That is all.
Thank you.
How can you nominate someone for something you can't say what you're nominating them for? How spooky is that? We're all going to go back over the tapes now. Okay, last week, housemate fashion plate Susanna nominated Emma for backstabbing her and Alicia for throwing a ball at her head. It was a little more complex, but that's what it kind of reduced to. So, whose heart will she pierce with her stiletto heel this week? Let's take a look.
Susanna, who do you nominate for 2 points for eviction and why?
For 2 points, I nominate Emma. I've been led to believe that she stole a can of V out of my bedroom drawer. What bites is the fact that after doing so, she actually grabbed me and dragged me into the diary room to try and find out who the culprit was, and I feel betrayed by that. I feel like she was trying to make a fool out of me in front of you and in front of Australia, and I feel really hurt because I thought that we'd gotten close and I actually considered her a friend, and this week we have been close and she still hasn't admitted to it.
Accepted. Who do you nominate for 1 point for eviction and why?
For 1 point, I nominate Jamie. There's 2 reasons. He's been told to speak up more often and not let people talk all over him. Now I feel like we've created a monster because today he just interrupted me like over and over again, which I found incredibly frustrating and was quite rude about it. The second reason being I was in the mansion today with Aduna and just watching the rain, and he came in and dive-bombed into the pool and splashed me, which I found to be quite rude, and he didn't even sort of say sorry or anything like that at all.
Accepted.
Thank you.
That is all.
It's pretty heavy. Because it was raining here and those splashes would make all the difference. Let's have a look at the tally board. I guess you've got to be there, Tally board, let's have a look. Emma on 5. One of those was given to her by Big Brother, remember, as punishment for speaking about nominations. Rebecca on 4. She's not normally this high up the ladder. Jamie on 1. Joel on 1. Nick on 1. His first time ever to be nominated or to be able to nominate. And Susanna on 1. Just 1 page of those. More to come. So now 4 housemates have banged their heads against the nomination wall. 8 more to go. No one can tell where this house of cards will tumble. Stay tuned.
And I've even come up with a theory on nominations. The probability of someone nominating you correlates inversely with the median average of the time spent with that person per day over the preceding 7-day period. It's so complicated. If people were mathematically perfect, it would be much easier to work people out. Yeah.
Welcome back to Big Brother Live nominations. We've heard 4 nominations so far, and now it's time for Jamie, the man who in 1 week as shopper chef rose from super nerd to chairman of the dinner table. Newly cocky, it will be interesting to see where his nomination nails fly. because last week he nominated Emma as he'd given up on her, and Alicia because he had to explain to her what the word vocabulary means. So who will the kitchen whiz fluff with a nomination egg beater this week?
Jamie, who do you nominate for 2 points for eviction and why?
No surprises here, big brother. I'm giving 2 points to Emma because it's almost impossible to get a conversation out of her. It's like pulling teeth. Can't get a conversation out of her. I've given up. I don't think she has any interest in a friendship with me.
Jamie?
Yes?
You must justify each nomination. This is the 4th week in a row you've nominated her.
That's correct.
What has she done this week to deserve your nomination? You better get to the point quickly.
Yes, big brother. I've tried to have a conversation with her and open conversations and start a dialogue, but she just closes off with, shuts me down with...
Jamie, get to the point. What are you nominating her for?
I only get one-word answers. I don't get a conversation out of her.
Keep going.
I don't get a conversation out of her. I try and ask her open-ended questions, and I just get yes, no, and then she'll walk off. She'll even walk off from me mid-conversation. It's frustrating, big brother.
Accepted. Who do you nominate for 1 point for eviction and why?
For 1 point, I'm going to nominate Nick. I don't trust the guy because he has spoken to me about alliances that he's got with this person and that person. I don't want to spend time with someone who's playing the game. Everyone else is here for a good time. I think he's here for the prize.
What are you there for?
What am I here for? I'm here for the experience. I'm here to enjoy my time here, and this has been a blast, and I'm here for as long as I can be.
That is all.
Thank you, big brother.
Hey.
How bizarre.
Andrew, to the diary room.
That's rough, isn't it? Me.
Andrew, who do you nominate for 2 points for eviction and why?
2 points, I nominate Nick. This past week has been very negative in the house. I don't know the exact reason why, but it feels like he's taking a lot of his insecurities and a lot of his issues out on other housemates. Just simple things.
Andrew, you're not nominating for other housemates. Be specific.
For myself, but certain times I've said things to Nick. I've actually said it to...
Be specific.
Okay, I was talking about rationing of toilet paper. I was talking about some people, if they had an excess amount of toilet paper, would just use as much as they wanted to, and Nick sort of snapped at me and he said, look mate, I'm not the one who uses all the toilet paper. And I thought that was very rude and yeah, it's unnecessary.
Accepted. Who do you nominate for 1 point for eviction and why?
For 1 point, I will nominate Susanna. Susanna only does as much as she needs to around the house. If she doesn't have a chore, she barely lifts a finger. We're here as a team. We do as much as we can. We offer as much of ourselves as we possibly can. And Susanna just doesn't seem to be doing that.
You have someone's future in your hands and you're worried about housekeeping.
Definitely. Housekeeping is an issue. We get given chores every week. Those chores are carried out, but then there's other things that need to be done around the house. And it shouldn't be left up to the same people every week to be doing it.
That is all.
Thanks, big brother.
Well done, Andrew. That's the first time he's ever spoken in the diary room by himself. Well done. Now, last week, Billy, the so-called girly-haired kid, nominated Zoran for being intrusive and Thomas for flying under the radar. So who will Billy aim at now? Let's have a look.
Billy, who do you nominate for 2 points for eviction and why?
Big brother this week, for 2 points, I nominate Susanna. Her lack of contribution around the house for general household chores, that's my reason. Even though she may have had a chore, everyone else pitches in a fair amount around here. Myself, I do like to take a lot of the workload on, and I don't see enough contribution from her for it.
Your nomination could end her time in the house.
Yep.
And you're worried about cleaning up.
It's not about cleaning up, it's about working together, and she spends all of her time sitting in the sun and doesn't do anything else around here.
Who do you nominate for 1 point for eviction and why?